you're the one that you've been looking for. And I'm just here to remind you of that. I've created this channel to learn things and then to share them with you. But Daddy's gotta record. Daddy's gotta record, baby. Okay, hello you guys. Your man Letters back again, here to bring you knowledge, information, and entertainment. I got a question from one of you guys who asked, are there any truths? Are there any truths in this reality? Any absolute truths in this reality? And the answer, like most things that I'm sure you won't like, is both yes and no. Really, there's only one truth from which all else extends from. First, let's define truth. Truth is something that's enduring, everlasting. If something were to not be true at any point, then it's sometimes true and it's sometimes not true. And that's not truth. Truth is enduring. It's always true, forever and always. So, to answer your question, no, there are no truths in this reality. Because night goes to day, day goes to night, love turns to hate, happiness turns to sadness, you grow old and you die, trees age, even rocks are weathered and destroyed through the millennia. So no, nothing is true, because everything is changing, everything is coming and going, everything is reaching its apex and then going towards its decline. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that because there are no truths that nothing is meaningful or real. It's real to us. Anything existing outside of oneness in the mind and the dream of the creator is not real. If that answered your question, I hope it did. Now we can get a little deeper and say, if there are no truths, what can we base this reality in? Well, we can base this reality in patterns. For example, we can base this reality in the fact that there is an opposite to everything. There's an opposite of cold and hot, love and hate, fear and courage, fast and slow. Everything has an opposite. That is true. Out here in this existence, in this reality, outside of oneness, in the many infinite amount of dimensions, that is true. And what we can do with that truth is we can say, if everything has an opposite, that means all opposites must be the same, right? Hot and cold must be the same thing if they're opposites. So you take a scale and you say 0 degrees and 100 degrees. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is cold compared to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But 100 degrees Fahrenheit is actually cold to a microorganism that lives in one of those oceanic vents where the water spews out at like 400 degrees Celsius or some stupid number like that. Right? So the creatures that live at 400 degrees would die at 100 degrees because it's too cold for them. Right? So that's what I mean by hot and cold are the same thing. They're the same thing depending upon where you're looking at in the scale. If you're looking over here, okay, then that in this situation is hot. That in this situation is cold. So that's one thing that we can use to navigate the world. Or the fact that we live in a corresponding universe, a holographic universe. We see the brain neurons that are in the same shape and same structure as plant roots. And plant roots are in the same structure as mushroom roots, mycelium. And then you can look at my hand and see the patterns of my palm, how they branch out. Looks like the same thing as my brain. Or you zoom out to the multi-universe, the cluster universe, where it looks like brain neurons zoom far out. These are the things that are real and true that we can sort of base our reality on. That's the truth that you can find in our reality. That's the truth that is useful to us. Not the ultimate truth, which is God the Creator, that is enduring, that is not subject to any laws, because all laws come from Him, her, or neither. It's undefinable. It is infinite. And you and I are finite. Don't get that twisted with the world is meaningless and there's no such thing as good and bad, because there absolutely are such things as good and as bad. What we have to do is we have to break situations down individually. When we have an individual situation, we see there is, objectively speaking, good and bad. There's a decision that's the right one to make and the wrong one to make. Should I murder this person? No, that's a bad decision, right? On the grand scale, things become a little muddled, right? Say you murdered someone, which is a bad decision, and that person would have accidentally drove a school bus off the cliff and killed 50 children. Like, who knows? We are, again, trying to figure things out with a finite mind. And we can't make that kind of judgment call. All we can do is awareness of the present situation, take into consideration our true desires, not our desires that we want because we're avoiding things, but stemming from our heart. We can make decisions from a day-to-day basis, moment-to-moment basis that relates to that. And that's all we can deal with and handle. So, hope that helps. My name is Keith, the Man of Letters. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you soon. And thanks for being here, you guys. Like and subscribe if you're new. If you're old, thanks for the continued support. Love you guys. And see you next time. Peace out.